Hi friends, so today we are going to Antelope Canyon, but before we get into that, I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who is new here because we have now surpassed the 150 subscriber mark, and that may not seem like a big deal to you guys, but it is huge to me and I'm so thankful that you are here. So if you are new, welcome. Please hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you stick around to watch all the adventures that I go on, and I am just so happy to be a part of this community and to have this wonderful group of people watching my videos, commenting and interacting. It seriously means the world to me, so thank you so much for being here. Now, like I mentioned in today's video, we are going to Antelope Canyon. Antelope Canyon is a famous canyon that's located on the very northern border of Arizona, but it comes with a price. So it is located on Navajo land, which means that you need a guide and you need to pay for that guide. Now, that purchase includes your tour guide and your permit, so you do need both, but they don't allow you to hike just permit only. You do have to have a tour guide if you are entering from land. But there is a caveat to getting to Antelope Canyon without having to have a permit or having a guide. You still need to respect leave no trace. Please do not graffiti. We did see some while I was there and I cannot condone this action, so I'm putting the warning right in the beginning. Do not graffiti. Nobody cares that you were there. Just look at the beautiful nature and leave. That's it. How you get there without having to pay for permits, tour guides, and actually get some time alone in the canyon is entering via water. Now, I've watched a lot of videos of people doing this, and this isn't going to be an all-inclusive guide of how you get to Antelope Canyon via water, but it is going to be my experience. And I hope that's worth something because I had a really great time, although it does take a long time, so just be prepared for that. It is an all-day activity. Oh, and one more thing. I just want to make sure that everybody knows this isn't those iconic pictures that you see on Google when you Google Antelope Canyon. This is a little bit different. It's not quite as dramatic, but it is definitely still beautiful and definitely still worth your time. So let's get into it. What day is it? It's July 1st today, isn't it?
Is it really?
Uh-huh. Happy July. First day of July. Probably the best location we could have accidentally ended up at for the first day of July. When I say accidentally ended up in, what I mean is my car almost overheated on our way to Utah, and we ended up stopping 2 hours short and landed ourselves in Flagstaff. Today we are paddleboarding to the one and only Antelope Canyon. We're going to be launching from Antelope Point Launch Ramp, which is supposed to be a public dock. I've never been there, so we're going to find out. Can't wait for you to join us on that adventure. And then we're going to hike into Antelope Canyon, see if it's really worth going to, if it lives up to the hype. Let's freaking go.
I know this is gorgeous. I love you. This is good as Whoa! So we still haven't left, but we're getting there, so on the road we go. Let's do this. So we have made it to the public. Oh, this is scary. Oh my gosh! This is the biggest ramp I've ever seen. Do you feel scared? I feel scared. Oh my god. Brakes give out. Whee! Shut up.
Okay, so time to dig in here and get our paddleboards out, get those suckers blown up, and then we are out on this beauty. This is gonna be great.
Because this would be one of those moments where it's like...
Okay, so we have both paddleboards blown up. Again, probably not gonna film as much on the water because it's choppy. There's boats out, it's really hot. All of our electronics are kind of overheating. So I guess we'll see when we more get to land. We'll try to do some, but for the most part, we'd rather be safe than sorry. So we're gonna go out the Marina and that way, which is gonna take us towards Antelope Canyon, the waterway entry. And then we will be getting out wherever the water ends and hiking for a little bit and then making our way back. Lots of sunscreen today, maybe a hat or two, maybe some extra layers. Let's get out on the water. After paddling through some pretty high wakes for about a mile, we came to the opening of Antelope Canyon, where no boats are allowed to go beyond 5 miles an hour, making it much smoother. There was still no shortage of traffic, as there was many kayaks and many paddleboarders coming through the area wanting to get a glimpse of the famous Antelope Canyon. These are some of the best views that I've seen in Arizona so far, and I've been living here for 2 years. Once you get to the end of your paddle, it's gonna round out at about 2.76 miles, and that was just for this trip. Keep in mind that the water levels are gonna determine how long you have to paddle and how much you're gonna be able to hike, because sometimes it'll be filled more in and other times will be more receded. Towards the end here, it does get really murky because people are walking in the water, everything's piling up, the debris, the dirt, everything, and we had to use a little bit of our water that we were planning on drinking to wash off our feet because there was so many sticks and things kind of in our shoes. Just be aware, it's not a pretty sight at the end, but the canyon is worth it. Okay, we've officially entered the dry portion of the canyon. It's hot. Not gonna lie, we were honestly fighting for our lives until we got to the actual entrance of Antelope Canyon.
Honestly, we're still fighting for our lives. Do you see this? It's so hot.
So it's toasty.
Guys, I see shade. Shade is coming up.
But this is the first glimpses. Update of the century though. I did finally stand up on my paddleboard. You hear that bird? That's like the most serene thing I've ever heard. Nothing like a good Sammy.
Woo! This is so hard. Nice.
I got just a vodka mule because those are my favorite.
Jose Cuervo's margarita.
She's a tequila girl.
Cheers.
Refreshing. Eating off camera, goodbye. Okay, so we only hiked out 1.6 because it is like direct overhead sun exposure right now, so we're not getting much shade. This is about the only part, really, that is feeling shaded at the moment. We have about 1.2 left to go back to our paddle boards, and then we're fighting for our lives again going back.
Oh god, I forgot.
My advice is don't come in the middle of the day. Don't dilly or dally around in the morning. It's just time to get back on the water and probably get in it. In total, we ended up hiking about 4 miles out and back, and there were some obstacles along the way, so be sure that you are ready to be climbing some things and bring a small towel with you, because even if you are climbing up and down these safely, the things that you are touching with your hands are extremely hot, whether it's metal or rock. Once you finally make it back out to the water again, you're going to just be in awe because, again, these views never disappoint. I've already said several times that I would have changed the time that we went, but because of how the sun was hitting the water, it was this beautiful emerald green, so that was one positive that came out of going later in the afternoon. Not to mention how refreshing the water felt after jumping in. My favorite part of this canyon so far was being able to actually enjoy ourselves on a very hot Arizona summer day with some rock jumping. After fighting through the boat traffic one more time, it was time to head to our final destination of this trip. Okay, after I don't even know how many hours, we're leaving Page, but of course we're gonna make the iconic stop at Horseshoe Bend before doing that. So here we go on our teeny baby walk to see the big, beautiful Horseshoe Bend. Okay, Courtney's never seen Horseshoe Bend before, so we're getting live reaction.
Wow!
That was so fake. Do you not think it's beautiful?
No, it's actually dope.
I'm feeling very like this is vivid today. Color of the water is very vivid, so I'm glad we made the stop. It always wows me how big this actually is. And I've been here and I forgot. I really did. That is going to conclude our day in Page, Arizona. We did make it. We are exhausted, and we're gonna try to make it back to Phoenix tonight. Hope you guys got something good out of this video, and hopefully it inspired you to go visit Paige, because it is a little more easy to do semi-free things that are cool. So everybody wants to go to Antelope Canyon, but it's like a bajillion dollars to rent like a tour guide and like this whole group thing, and we're not here for that. So
we are our own tour guides around here.
But I'm gonna warn you right now, you need to be pretty athletic to get that done, because it takes a lot out of you.
For sure, that was not for the faint of heart.
And you probably shouldn't do it in the middle of summer. Just a probably. But all in all, it was a great trip. So if you are feeling like you want to go see Antelope Canyon, but you don't want to pay for it, and you have maybe your own paddleboard, or you're willing to rent a kayak or something, that is definitely an option. And of course, stop in Horseshoe Bend on your way out. Okay, thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.
And follow her.
That's right. Make sure to subscribe. Bye.
Want to be part of this adventure? Haley Levy, join her. Do you regret it?
Yeah.
Should we journal now for the camera?
We need to leave.
Look, a Lizzie. Oh my gosh. Hello, Mr. Lizard.
Element. L-E-E.
Elementy.
If the rays of hope will shine again someday, and if I might be spared as the tempest starts to swell, at this point it's just too dark to tell. Was the stars guiding me to God's shores now?